You won't complain. You get what you get, and you don't
say,
get upset.
Thank you, Mommy.
Thank you, Daddy.
You know what's going to catch fire? Arson.
Period.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. And then they kiss.
Dashing isn't a synonym.
I be Adderall, he be Ritalin.
Dashing isn't a synonym.
In this story, the nuns are physically abusing a child. That's all we were saying.
That's my autistic girlfriend.
Okay. Hey guys.
Oh, we're starting.
Yeah.
Welcome to
hello.
Double Entendre podcast. For those of you watching, I'm in my PJs. Okay? I didn't feel like putting back on the clothes I was wearing today, but you can see the remnants of it. I have my hair done up really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I have my nice cameo on. I still have some of my jewelry on. I have
Yeah.
a full beat. But I'm in my PJs, okay?
Yeah, the people listening probably wanted to know that too.
I think it's important.
Yes.
I think it's important to point out.
Yes, of course.
They're really cute. They're from Walmart. Walmart, not to give them any clout, but they have really cute PJs, and they're cheap. And
to balance it out, they also have the largest. This is topical to the book that we're talking about.
Oh!
They have the largest workforce that is subsidized by Medicaid and food stamps in America. Guys,
and cute PJs.
This is not a political podcast, but it's gonna get a little political as we talk about this book. Just so you know, it's fantasy, but we're not escaping.
This wasn't.
This is not escapist
this isn't
fantasy.
Escapism, no, unfortunately.
But before we dive in, we've got we have a podcast.
Yeah, we do.
We've got a podcast,
we do. You're
and we
listening.
have a Patreon to support that podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and those of you that are on the Patreon,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If you're interested in some bonus content and supporting the pod, you can go to patreon.com/doubleentendrepod.
What is the thing? Oh, you're going to ask me some questions from like an Oxford entry exam?
Yeah. We're
I don't know why, but that's going to be on the Patreon.
We're going to make
only
so
be
much
on the
content
Patreon
this weekend. Okay, that's what we're going to
we
do
are?
this weekend.
I am. I got myself a 35mm camera, and oh boy, I'm so hip. I feel like it's 2012 outside. You guys remember Coney?
It smells like 2012. It smells like suspenders and newsboy caps.
Yeah, and like
we are young.
Stomp, clap, and wristbands.
There's a fire in our soul. Yeah. Yeah.
And Coney.
That
was a good joke.
Coney.
You didn't even remember.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I wasn't really in on the Coney thing. I didn't really get it.
Oh, they got me. And Tom's.
Harambe. Was that 2012?
Harambe was not 2012. Harambe was alive in 2012. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
King.
Well, anyway.
Did you ever have Tom's?
The shoes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are we saying the
same
thing?
sandwich?
Oh.
You know, because you always finish each other's sandwiches.
Oh.
Sorry,
I've never
guys.
even seen the first
late.
Frozen. You saw the second one. We gave you a summary of the first one via a YouTube video, and then
yeah, you get it. I've heard it enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it is late.
And the second one's great.
I'm feeling a little loopy, I think.
Good.
I worked a whole shift, and then I went to an event.
Same.
And then came home, and we're doing this.
Same.
So
let's milk that content.
Let's milk the udders of our content.
Time to go out to the farm.
So today we're doing the book Notorious Virtues.
Can we enhance? Zoom in.
Enhance.
Zoom in. Enhance.
By Alwyn Hamilton. Look at this. Look at this physical copy. Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful.
God,
I'm so jealous. I've got this rinky-dink Bezos bootlicker tablet over here.
I think I'm gonna get one.
You should not.
Why?
Don't. There's a lot going on in the Kindle and Audible sphere right now.
Is there a different e-reader I can get then? Because I read on my e-reader, and I'm trying not to have blue light in my face before going to sleep.
Oh, that's fair.
So
yes,
like
there are other e-ink e-readers. I don't think they're as cheap, but they're not much more expensive. And if you get Libby, you can rent the books for free from your local library.
True.
If you guys want to read along, you can go to your local library, get a card. Hey, you get a bunch of free stuff.
Yeah.
besides just books.
Libraries are great.
I know
but
you
I think
guys probably already know that.
People watching this podcast
I know you
how
do,
great libraries are.
But if there's like, I don't know, 250 of you guys that are like hardcore listeners, there might be one. 249 of you know about the library, but one of you might not have known that you get Canopy for free. It's a streaming service. They've got great movies.
Wow, we got off topic.
We don't have a sponsor, so I've decided we are sponsored by literacy and libraries.
I think this podcast this specific episode is gonna be. I fear our ADHD is running rampant.
Yo, my Adderall has worn off, and it's a long book. We are doing a two-parter.
Oh my God, I was trying so hard to summarize it, and I was like, "There's so much. There's so
I'm
many
gonna
details."
come in with a machete. I can feel it.
So we're doing the Notorious Virtues by Alwyn Hamilton. Beautiful physical copy of this book that she sent to me. Because here's the thing, I said this on the last episode. She is a follower of mine.
Crazy.
And she tagged me in a story post randomly, and I looked at her profile and went, "Oh my God, she's an author and like a published, legit author." And I saw she writes like romance adjacent books, and I was like, "Do you want to be featured on the podcast?" And she was like, "Yes, but I don't write spicy books." And I said, "That's fine. We need some palate cleansers." And she's like, "Yes, absolutely." So she sent me the Notorious Virtues, and
probably should have spaced out our palate cleansers a little bit.
Yeah, whatever.
Because we've just front loaded all the smut.
We did a bunch of smut. And now we have to, and doing 2 palate cleansers, I think, is good.
In 3 episodes. Okay.
Oh, true.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever.
It's fine.
You'll get what you're served, and you'll like it.
Yes.
You won't complain. You get what you get, and you don't get upset.
Thank you, mommy.
Thank you, daddy.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I was a little nervous. Like I went, because then like we were talking back and forth, and she's a follower of mine. I was like, what if I don't like this book? Audience, listen to me. Come close. This book is fantastic.
The first half is amazing. And I anticipate
yeah.
It will absolutely stick the landing.
This book has enraptured me. This is exactly the type of stuff that I would have devoured, ate, spit up, ate again, like when I was 18. This is technically YA. So this book is non-spicy. It is fantasy. It is romance light. That was the only thing when I was reading this that I was like, and you said it at one point too. You were like, "There's like no romance."
We were 200 pages into this, and I was like, "We're doing this for the pod?"
And I said, "Well, we're in it too deep. We're in it too deep."
Yeah, and it's great.
And there is, and you will enjoy it, and we're gonna enjoy talking about it. There is the rumblings of romance.
I've got ships.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
You know how romantic.
She's spinning it up. You know, like the ships that you and I probably both have. She's setting it up. It is a slow burn. I don't even know.
I wouldn't call it a slow burn. It doesn't feel like a fantasy or a romance.
A romantasy?
Yeah. It feels like a fantasy. It's just a fantasy YA novel that has romantic subplots.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So slow burn is like...
It is a romance that is slow burning.
You know?
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Well, that's why I feel slow burny to me, because I'm like, she's sprinkling in the like tiniest little fish food sprinkles of like, well, what is this? But regardless, just love this book, and I'm happy to spread the word.
It's great.
Even if it doesn't fully mesh with the tone of our podcast. Yeah, what is?
It's our podcast.
You're here for us, are you not?
Get what you get, and you'll like it. And you'll say, yes, mommy.
Yes, daddy.
I just wanted her to say it again.
All right, so let's get into it. This summary.
Let's do it.
Listen, guys, I tried my best. This is a fully fleshed out, like yum 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 yum
oh, this
book.
World.
Yeah,
oh,
the world
lore.
building, everything is so good. It's easy to summarize.
Magic system.
Yeah, it's easy to summarize a book like Built to Fall or Beautiful Distraction, because it's just a slice of life with 2 people that are falling in love and having sex, you know, like this is like trying to summarize Dune. Not as
Well,
crazy. Not as crazy.
we
but
tried
like,
that once.
We did. Every time I tried to every time I was like, okay, I'm almost done. I was like, oh fuck, I forgot about. And like, I'm trying to be better about doing the summaries, like not giving away too much.
Yes.
So I am leaving some things out
And
that
I
I
think
don't
that
think
that
are
is
important.
wise.
But
We're psychically connected on that because we have not had this conversation, but I do think that we should veer away from like revealing absolutely everything. But this is also the first half of the book. So like most things, if they're revealed in the first 100 pages, it's fair game, even if it is like a bit of a surprise on page 102.
so I'm gonna try my best, and we're gonna try our best. Look at me. We're gonna try our best not to
Mum's the word.
run away with ourselves.
Yeah. You didn't. We'll run away later.
Okay.
I promise. Scout's honor.
So Scout's honor. So here's the thing.
It's not.
My
It's 3.
This book is set in a roaring 20s land of magic, okay? At the very top, I'm like, what's happening? What time period are we in? What is it giving? Because there's like technology, but there's not.
You know what it's
There's,
giving.
There's what?
Oz.
Like the Wizard of Oz?
Like the Wizard of Oz, the Emerald City. Aesthetically,
I mean, I guess.
yeah. This is like grimdark Oz. This
Okay.
is if pulling through the D&D thread from last episode.
Yeah.
This is Eberron. If anyone is like a hardcore D&D nerd and knows Keith Baker's setting, Eberron, it's fantastic. We'll talk about it more.
Wow. So we open on a roaring 20s land of magic, right? In the city of Wallstad. It is a city, okay? Like I'm picturing, I kept picturing like London in my head.
Really?
And that's not just because Alwyn is British.
Oh, see, I was picturing like New York, a 1920s New York, maybe a little bit of Chicago.
No, I
too,
was picturing kind of like
but
London.
everything is green.
So, and there is a bourgeoisie that needs taking down. Okay, from the get-go, we are introduced to just the most, greedy, money-hungry.
They're technically a mercantile aristocracy. We'll get into it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Just saying.
In this city, it's almost like there's like a caste system.
There's a caste system. There are levels.
There's levels to the city.
Which is another Eberron thing.
Yeah, in the city itself, there's like the first circle is where all the rich people live, and then the second circle they're less rich, and you can see like the last circle, which I think is 7.
No,
9?
there's like 11 or 13.
Oh,
14.
Well, the last
something
circle
like that.
obviously would be the poorest, and
Yeah.
it's very like Hunger Gamesy. One of our main characters is an heiress to the most powerful family in the land. Her name is Nora Holtzfall, and that is the Holtzfall family that they are the most powerful family in Wallstad.
Is that her name or her nickname?
Sorry, her name is Honora.
Honora, but like honor with an A.
Because now I'm just thinking of that prostitute movie.
Yes.
Spelled different though.
Spelled different.
It's spelled
pronounced
like
the
honor,
same.
but Honora.
Yeah, it's a
Honora.
feminine version
Of
of
honor.
the name Honor, which is very important to this family.
Yes. So I said that she's like if Paris Hilton wielded magic. In like early 2000s Paris Hilton, if she wielded magic,
Yes.
because she is like her whole family is famous, but she is the most famous because it's just like the paparazzi follow her around. They're taking pictures of her. Everything she does is
And-
like I saw Honora wearing
Givenchy.
Givenchy.
She's also incredibly
Givenchy.
sorry, I'm from the ninth circle. She's also very much like Paris because she is so savvy and has like created a character for
Yes.
herself, a persona
Yes.
to show the world. But
Yes.
she is a very capable young woman.
Yeah. She's very smart.
and not
very cunning.
as ditzy as she would like the general public to think.
Yeah, she's great. Love her. So we learn that there is a like a ceremony that is about to take place to find a new heir to the family fortune because the previous heir, Nora's mom, has recently been murdered. What is the name of the ceremony again? I can't.
It's called the Veritas.
The Veritas. I was really reaching
which
inside my
comes
brain.
from Latin for truth.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the ceremony is called the Veritas, and it happens when there is a new heir that is needed to be chosen. And her mom was that, but she has been murdered. And this poor thing,
Assassinated.
oh my God, this poor thing, she's been dead for like 2 weeks. And they're like, all right, the trials are starting.
Well, yeah.
Buck up, Nora. She's like, oh my, okay. The Veritas is centuries old and has been performed since the inception of this city. Each qualifying member of the family is put through these trials of the Veritas, and they prove that they have the virtues necessary to become the heir of the family. Once they prove that they are virtuous and worthy of entering into the sacred magical forest, they have to hunt down a magical axe that is a family heirloom, and once they find the axe, that means they have won. Are you following? That was a lot of information at once. I'm trying to condense this beautiful world building.
It's fantastic. To really, really boil it down, okay? It's like an episode of Game Changer. You don't know that you're on.
What is that?
It's from Dropout.
Girl.
Okay. It's like a scavenger hunt, okay?
Yeah.
But instead of like not knowing what the clue is, there's a pop quiz of morality where like you as a member of this family at any point in time could be being tested on any virtue. It could be courage, it could be generosity, could be whatever it is. So for like a week, everyone who wants to be the next most powerful person in this city pretends to care about poor people.
Yep.
Okay? Is super generous
Yep.
to everyone, and they're just faking it.
Yep. Because they're on high alert.
Because they're on high alert.
It's like when you were
It's like the 2 weeks before Christmas.
It's like once they get through the qualifying round of proving that they're virtuous, whoever's left is proven to be virtuous enough to go into this forest that has all this like magical energy and creatures and stuff in it. And once they're in the forest, they have to find this axe that is from one of their first ancestor. And if they find that axe, then they are the heir. Nora is competing against her cousins. And she's not intimidated by them whatsoever because she's been trained to be an heir her whole life and was destined to inherit it from her mother had she not been murdered. Let's switch lanes to our other main character, Lotte. She is an orphan who lives in a nunnery and believes she is evil and unvirtuous. The evil nuns that are her keepers have told her that she is evil and unvirtuous.
Yeah, she's been cursed to hear the unclean thoughts of those around her. So she's like,
i.e. mind reading.
Yeah, she's a mind reader, but she can't control it, and so she's constantly inundated with everyone's thoughts and feelings, except for the sisters, because the sisters are pure of heart. Probably not.
They make her sleep in a briar patch at the bottom of a fucking
in an
ravine
evil,
or whatever.
ghost-filled briar patch.
Yeah. One day, 2 mysterious men come to her little backwater village and tell her she needs to come with them and that her mother has sent them to get her. She's like, what? I think she's been told her mother's dead.
No.
Oh, no? Oh,
she knows nothing about her mother.
She just has always dreamed of.
Yeah, and she's like, what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
So at this point, she's assumed, like, oh, my mom was just a woman who didn't want to have a kid.
Yeah.
And then 2 dudes roll up in a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
A magic Rolls Royce.
Yeah. And say, come with us. Your mom wants you. And she reads their thoughts to make sure, they're
No,
telling
she
the
does
truth.
not. She is reading a whole bunch of thoughts, and everyone's like, whoa, what's going on? Because there was also like a theft happening when they pulled up. She hears all of these thoughts, and so she gets into the car with them. And then after they drive like a couple miles, she suddenly realizes like, oh, it's quiet as hell. I can't hear these guys' thoughts. I just got into a car with them. What's going on?
But then why'd she get in the car with them? I don't remember that.
Because they were going to Wallstatt, and they were like, your mom wants you.
She just trusted
and
them.
the nuns were like, no, you can't do that. You're a wicked girl. And she was like, if they don't want me to go, I'm going to go.
Sure.
Like, I either stay here and life is shit, or I see what happens.
In the car ride, she finds out that she is a Holtzfall.
Yeah.
The lawyer lets it slip to her. And that she is the secret child of... I forget her name.
Grace.
Grace is Nora's aunt that doesn't have any kids.
And her favorite.
And her favorite aunt. She is brought to the city as a surprise entry to the Veritas trials by her mother. And she unveils her in a very cunty and dramatic way at the party that's meant to kick off the trials. Okay, and remember when I said that the bourgeoisie needed taking down? Well, there is a guy who is aiming to do just that. He started a vigilante movement of people that want to see the Holtzfalls and all the upper class people torn down from their ivory towers. And in the past, this group, what are they called?
So they're called the Grimms.
The Grimms.
They were originally called like the People's Front for Equality or something like that. And they like tried to organize strikes and like get unions together, and they never did anything.
All that stupid stuff that
they
doesn't
were like
work. Just kidding.
Water treading Democrats, okay?
Pussy hat wearing.
Yeah, just like super performative and like good ideas.
Yes.
But no fire.
Yeah.
No conviction.
Yeah.
And a staunch belief that you can win the game by playing by the rules in a game that is rigged against you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this guy Eisengrim comes out of the boonies. You know why? Because the Holtzfalls put a tariff on his farm. His child, his wife, starved to death. And he has nothing to lose.
They were killed by wolves, though, I thought.
Oh, they were killed by wolves.
They were starving, and then they were killed by wolves.
They were starving and then killed by wolves. Eisengrim comes in, and he starts writing these, like, hardcore anarchist letters, manifestos, and they're published in a couple of the seedier newspapers. Some hoity-toity cartoonist refers to him as that grim fellow, and that sticks. And so Eisengrim and his followers are known as the Grimms. They wear tin masks that are gilded to look like gold. Most of them are wolves.
So they're this little anarchist group. At first they started just with like, again, like the smear campaigns in papers and stuff that like didn't really like catch on or catch fire. And then they were like, you know what, we have to ramp it up. So they started.
You know what's going to catch fire? Arson.
Period. And like, so the first time we see them do something physical is they like throw a glass of wine at Nora.
Yeah.
While she's like in front of a bunch of paparazzi and
they
stuff.
Are super close, and they are allowed to get closer.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes.
By the police.
See, what did we say that this is not escapism, because it's like the whole time we were reading this, Carter
No, this is escapism because the cops are working with the anarchists.
That's true.
The cops are working with the people.
Well,
at least some cops.
January 6th.
No. We'll get into this later because I have thoughts and fears about Grimm.
Okay. So that was the first time you see them. And then at the ceremony party that I was talking about, where there's all like, it's a huge celebration to
it's like the Met Gala.
Yeah. To jump off the Veritas. One of the members of the Grimm party, disguises themselves as a servant and tries to murder one of the members of the Holtzfall family. And,
Modesty wins the very first Veritas, and so she gets a magical ring that will let her go into the forest. And so what was supposed to be, I think, just reconnaissance turns into an assassination attempt because the Grimms want one of those rings.
So that servant / murderer didn't actually get to assassinate because she was stopped by a knight whose name is Theo. The family, the Holtzfalls, has a special party of knights that are bound to protect them through a centuries-old pact between the Holtzfalls and this family of knights.
Slaves.
One would say.
They're
literally enslaved.
They are magically enslaved. It is messed up.
It's crazy.
And the more you read about it, the more you're like, oh, evil. Evil.
Yeah, when you get into the like nitty gritty about their honor, their pact, if you will,
the bloodline, the blood oath that binds them.
Yeah,
yeah.
So the knight that saves the cousin Theo is another main character. We get his perspective a lot in the chapters.
We get 4 POVs at this point.
He is usually Nora's sworn protector. Like, it seems like he is her they switch around, but he's her main knight. And they've kind of grown up together and they're pretty close. His brother was her mother's sworn knight, and he is believed to be dead. And everyone's kind of like, what? Because he was thought to be like the strongest, best, most virtuous knight there was. Like,
well, and that's why he was her sworn protector. However, his body was not recovered.
His body was not recovered from the scene of the crime. After Theo saves the cousin from the would-be assassin, he finds out that his brother just might be alive. She hands him a little note, or I think she says to him, like, what's the brother's name? Alaric. She's like, Alaric said you'd be like this, and hands him a little note with like a address on it. And he's like, what? So he does go to investigate eventually, and he finds out that he is alive. Dun, dun, dun. He is being held hostage by the Wolf Gang. I couldn't remember their name, so I just kept calling them the Wolf Gang.
That's great. Yeah, by the Grimms.
So they're trying to use Theo to get to the Holtz Falls via using Alaric, his older brother, as bait, as leverage. They're like, we won't kill him if you get us in, and close to the Holtz Falls. So now he's torn because his sworn oath, his blood oath, is to protect this family. This is my next bullet point. Meanwhile, Nora has entangled herself with a newspaper reporter that she finds herself weirdly drawn to. And she's using him sort of to help solve her mother's murder, because she, at this point, I think the police have kind of ruled it as like
it was a mugging.
They planted it on someone.
We don't know that. There's a mugging. There's a fall guy who was I think he's already been killed, like executed. He's at least been found guilty, and they found her mom's jewelry on him, but they didn't find the ring. It was just like her necklace and like another
earrings
charm or something. Earrings, yeah. At the very beginning, when we meet Nora, she ends up buying a bunch of newspapers through happenstance, and as she's looking through them later, she notices in one of the photos that her mom's corpse has the jewelry still on it. She finds out who took the photo. It was this young up-and-coming journalist, has like an illegal police scanner, and so he found out about the murder before the rest of the press. He went in, he took photos, he snuck out, and then came back in with the rest of the press to like take photos. The necklace and the earrings were found on that guy. The ring is still missing.
So Nora believes that, like, she's starting to put two and two together because she's very smart and she's very cunning, that she's like, something's not right here. And she also saw the police let through the Grimm that threw the wine at her. So she's like starting to put two and two together. Nora's story for the first half of this is just kind of like hanging out with August and like, going around town trying to, like, the Scooby Gang, trying to like find out like, what they can find out from pawn shops and gangsters and this and that. Going back to when Lotte is revealed at the party, she is saved by Theo, and I don't remember why. Like, I think she's just like super overwhelmed, or like all the cameras are flashing at her, the people are closing in on her, so he feels compelled to grab her and take her away from this and like take her into a quiet private area. And when he does that, they are drawn to each other. So we have Nora and August that are like, oh my god, what is this feeling? And then we have Theo and Lotte being like, oh my gosh, who are you? So that's the two romances that are slightly budding in this book.
I think the Theo Lotte one is budding maybe a little bit more.
A little faster. Yeah. Like it's clear that they're like, because August, Nora's like full of herself and is like this like this lowly newspaper writer.
I don't know about that. I think it's just like the kind of relationship where it's like, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. And then they kiss. It's like Benedict and
Penelope. No, sorry.
No.
Hello, not Benedictine. You mean from Bridgerton?
No. No, from
like,
Much Ado
not you
About
calling
Nothing.
Not you calling to Bridgerton.
No. Shakespeare.
Me immediately thinking of Bridgerton, you immediately think of Shakespeare. The duality. And so what's been going on with Lotte since she's got to the city, she decided that she wanted to kind of play dumb farm girl, and like she doesn't let anyone know that she can mind read because it is apparently like the most, powerful, most important magical gift that one of the Holtzfalls can have, because all of them have a gift. Nora's is she can like
scrying.
Oh, okay. Yes. I was just going to describe it.
It's called scrying.
But it's basically scrying.
Well, she names it as such.
Does she? I don't
Yes,
think
she
she
does.
does. Towards the end half of part 1, there is an uprising, a riot. Hell yeah! So because of the assassination attempt at the party, there is a curfew put in the city. Do people die? I think some people die. A lot of people are injured.
No one that we know.
Yeah, no one that we know. But like, they were pretty violent and scary, and the police like don't fuck around in this magical world.
Yeah, magical police brutality is crazy.
This hits too close to home, and also it's scarier than, like, if you can believe it, than real life police brutality. So the riots are eventually disbanded. Jumping forward, Isengrim gets his message out to his followers through his letters that he sends into the paper that August works for, right? And Nora figures that out because she's smart as a whip, and she figures out the coding in the letters, and she figures out one specific letter where they're going to be having a meeting. And her whole thing is that she wants to find Isengrim and like confront him because she believes he murdered her mother.
So that's it.
So that was a lot. Okay, we threw a lot at you.
Mm-hmm. And there's even more.
There's even more. Thank you for sitting with us. I hope the book sounds good to you. It's really hard to summarize a book with like really good world building, and like we haven't even touched on so many of it, but we'll get into it with the notes.
I might also just cut the summary down to like 10 minutes, so you don't even get you just get snapshots.
Yeah, snapshots
here and there.
Yeah,
you'll get what you get,
and you don't get upset. That's the theme of this episode.
Thank you, Mommy.
You're welcome, Daddy. So for this reading, this is where Nora and August, the newspaper reporter, meet for the first time. Is this newspaper so understaffed that you have to work the movie beat as well as the gruesome murder beat?
Trudy, one of the newer secretaries, was leaning in the doorway, backlit by the bright magimic light strips of the bullpen against the red hue of the dark room. She was inspecting the pictures of modesty still drying on the clothesline, with a single raised eyebrow that unsettled August, even though it was taking his tired brain a minute to work out why.
Do you write the housekeeping section too?
Trudy taunted.
How to get tough ink stains out of shirts when you're too poor to afford a Fairwise charm.
Trudy's accent was gone, he realized. That little rolling twang that marked her as a recent import from the countryside. And she wasn't talking in that breathy, rushed way she usually did either. Like if she didn't get her words out quickly enough, someone might start talking over her. She turned an uncommonly sharp gaze on him.
You're A. Wolf?
Trudy definitely knew his name. I am. August's hand had already begun creeping toward the developing acid that was sitting on the table. But I think the real question is, who are you? August's hand was closed around the bottle. Fake Trudy's lips quirked up just a little bit.
Oh, how rude of me.
And then, in a blink, where Trudy had been standing, another girl was lounging in the doorframe.
Nora Holtzfall. Pleasure to meet you.
August almost dropped the bottle.
I didn't really want to have to fight through a mob of journalists to get to you, so I ditched my honorable knight and I borrowed a hair from one of your secretaries. I'm sure she won't miss it.
She touched a small locket around her neck. A glamour charm, August guessed. All she had to do was feed a hair into it, and she could look like whoever it came from. Nora Holtzfall glanced down with sharp, dark eyes.
Have you decided whether or not to throw developing acid at my face yet?
August realized he was still holding the bottle. He put it down quickly. August had never understood the draw of Nora Holtzfall. She was just another wealthy girl in a city full of wealthy girls. But he'd never been alone in a dark room with her before. He found himself scrambling to regain his footing. I'd better not. Who knows how you'd get by without relying on those looks of yours? Nora Holtzfall's lips drew into a genuine wide smile at the barb. Not exactly the reaction August had been expecting, but then again, it couldn't be anything she hadn't heard before. Every newspaper in town would tell you the Holtzfall girls were wealthy, beautiful fools, and that was all there was to them. Or maybe she wasn't smart enough to realize it was an insult.
And then, of course, there's the small matter that developing acid is very different from the sort of acid that would peel my skin from my bones. That sort of acid is mostly used by mustache-twirling villains in chewing gum comic strips and the terrible movies my cousin stars in.
Nora swept him with a look he had never seen in any of the sultry pictures of her in the papers.
And frankly, I don't think you could pull off a mustache.
The challenge in her voice drew August to attention quicker than any of the coffee. You don't think it would make me look dashing?
Are you even old enough to grow a mustache?
So, you weren't expecting me to be so young and dashing?
It worries me that, as a journalist, you don't know that dashing isn't a synonym for annoying.
Big word. Synonym. You should stick to 2-syllable words. That's how many you need to order oysters, right?
Not if you want a proper dozen.
August almost laughed. Nora Holtzfall seemed to remember herself all at once, drawing away from their duel as quickly as she'd raised her weapon. Her eyes dashed from his as she tossed the newspaper she was holding onto the table, sending his pictures scattering.
Since you clearly think I'm as stupid as I am beautiful, why don't you help me understand this? I'm hoping that in episode 2 there's a few more romantic scenes to read for you guys. I know that this is primarily a smut podcast, so usually when we read smut books, it's not hard to find a steamy, sexually charged, romantically charged scene, but at this point there really was not much. So I tried to choose the best reading. It was a little short, but I hope you enjoyed. And I hope it gave you a taste of how great this book is and makes you want to read the whole thing with us.
What do you want to talk about first?
What do I want to talk about first? My first note is nuns always at the scene of the crime. It's so funny that in real life, nuns are, well, I'll retract that. I was going to say nuns are very kind and pious and philanthropic and, just these lovely little kind beings. But I will say that I never went to Catholic school, but people that have gone to Catholic school usually have horror stories about nuns. And I feel like in literature, in tales, nuns typically are the bad guy.
Yeah,
they're abusive.
Yeah, stories from the last 150 years.
Nuns always catching strays.
Yeah, well, they're rapping knuckles too much.
Yeah.
They're physically abusing
They're
children.
literally physically abusing children.
So,
why is that?
In this story, the nuns are physically abusing a child. That's all we were saying.
That's all we were talking about is in this specific story.
We were not talking about the diocese of anywhere. One of my favorite things about this book is you get the story of the beginning of the Holtzfalls piecemeal as a legend that is an interlude between chapters.
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
get little bits of honor Holtzfall, the first Holtzfall, and he ended up encountering an immortal being, spared that immortal being's life, and so that I can't remember what it's called. It's still there. The Holdrakal. The Holdrakal gave him 3 gifts. He gave him a ring and an axe, which was a twofold gift. And the axe is still in the family to this day. And I have to say, I am in love with the idea of magic item nepotism.
Magical item nepotism, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's basically the Holtzfalls are
exactly
where they
what it
are
is.
because of magical item nepotism.
Yeah, they're not bourgeois because they are not merchants. They are capitalists, but it's hereditary, and they're so ingrained. There is no ruling class, royal class in Geld. That's the country.
Oh, okay.
The king of Geld has been gone forever, and they are the de facto leaders.
Yeah.
And so at this point, I would say that they are a mercantile aristocracy.
Never heard that before.
I made it up.
Oh, okay. I will say one thing that is so awesome about Alwyn's writing, and I feel like there's other books that have done this in the past too, but I can't think of any of them, is as someone that's not a writer, it's so impressive to me that she is writing a whole story. She's coming up with a whole world world building, all these characters, all this writing,
Mm-hmm.
and then like writes extra stories to go along with it. In the beginning of the book, she talks about, I don't know how to say this, the Bergsra, and the princess. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, it's like her own spin on like Sleeping Beauty
In a way.
or Rapunzel even. Like she's in a tower with brambles. Like the reason for telling the story is to talk about where the nuns came from. The what are
It's
they
world
called?
building.
It is.
They're the
it's-
Sisters of the
that's
Briar.
The Sisters of the Briar.
Yeah.
And the Briar pit that Lotte sleeps in is like the reason or where it comes from is that there's like this princess that was fleeing from a cruel prince, and she ran to this tower, and this immortal being, the Bergsra, hid her, and they watched from the tower all these like mortal men try to get over the brambles to get to her. The dying screams of the men that were trying to get to her were drowned out by her playing the harp, and the tower, forever surrounded in brambles and bodies, the Bergsra and the princess lived many years in peace until mortality claimed her too, and the Bergsra abandoned the tower, a crumbling monument to his love for a mortal girl. I said, come on, Grimm, because like that's such a grim fairy tale ending to be like, and everyone died and they were sad, and
Yep.
it's like,
Nothing lasts forever.
Nothing lasts
I got a
forever.
question for you. Do you
What?
believe that?
What?
Fairy tale? Like in universe.
Oh.
Do you think that happened? Because here's the thing. We learn about the Sisters of the Briar that their holy symbol is actually a charm. So the magic system in this, it's basically electricity where there's like circuitry. There's magical circuitry where you can, if you know how to design it and you have the spark of magic, which is basically electricity, then you can program a charm to do something. The holy symbol of the Sisters of the Briar is a magical charm that nullifies magic, which is why Lotte cannot hear their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, how
true
how
is
much
that?
of that story is true? And it's a wonderful way to, right from the beginning, key us in as readers to one of the biggest themes of this book, which is how organizations and systems of power use narrative to justify the status quo. Like, I don't know how much of the Honor Holtzfall story, I believe.
I see.
I don't know. It seems
or maybe
a little...
it was twisted over the
Yes,
years.
exactly. Like, there's
you know.
got to be a seed of truth. They've got magic.
Or even in this,
There
is a briar pit.
Yeah, and it's filled with voices.
Mm-hmm.
Are those ghosts? The only person who can hear the voices that we know of is the girl who could read thoughts.
Right.
Right? So, like, we don't know if those are ghosts or not.
Yeah. That's
Might
a good
just
point.
be a thorny tower.
That's a good point.
And they were like, actually, a genie did this because he loved a woman.
Yeah.
And it's okay for us to keep a girl locked away in here forever.
Yeah.
Because that's what the tower was built for to begin with.
Right. No, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that.
When I'm on to you. I'm on to you. And you're good.
I did write a note saying,
themes.
death to Sister Brigida. She's an evil bitch.
Is she the one that
She's-
is described as a shovel-faced nun? Because that is the best description I have ever read in anything.
I mean, you really only hear about her, Sister Brigida. So
yeah,
I'm
I
sure
guess
she
so.
Is the shovel
She's the one who wakes her up.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
sucks.
she does. Well, and she's gone. Who cares?
Yeah.
Same with her, like, best friend, who isn't a best friend. Lotte's just, like, being kind of parasitic.
She makes best friends with this girl by and you know what? Listen, she's got trauma.
She's got
She's
trauma.
not. She wasn't able. The sisters didn't let her like make friends or be friends with the kids in the village. But she eventually was able to make friends with this girl by reading her thoughts and just saying what the girl was thinking before she could say it out loud. And so her friend would be like, oh, "I was just thinking that." I'm like, "That's kind of brilliant."
Yeah, it is.
And I mirror people a lot, so like I see Lotte on that.
So if you could, you would.
I don't
If you
know,
could read minds.
I might.
Yeah.
Because as it is, like I noticed myself doing it today at work. There's a there's a sales rep at where I work that she kind of talks like this, and like, and she'll go, oh my gosh, so fun. Oh, and it's like, I'm not making fun of her. Like, I love the way she talks. Like, she has this very affected, like, silly voice, and she'll go, oh my god, cute. Yes, that's very decent. Okay, yeah. Like, she talks like this, and when I talk to her, I talk like that.
Sure, yeah.
And I can feel, and when I do that with people, I feel them being disarmed by me. If I could read minds, I can't say that I wouldn't do that. In that vein, I wrote, I would lose my mind if I could hear men's thoughts about me. I don't remember what made me.
Yeah.
I don't remember what made me say that.
I think it's right before she leaves with Benedict and the lawyer who gets got.
I also said that Lottie's superpower is my worst OCD nightmare. Like, if I think I wrote that meaning, like, if I wasn't Lotte, like, if I was like.
If you lived in a world where Lotties could exist.
If as someone with OCD, like, I've
Sure.
spent my whole life going, what if someone is reading my mind right now? Like, if I'm out in public,
you don't know.
I don't know. And that's why, like,
You might live in a world where Lotties exist.
my worst nightmare.
Sorry.
Do you ever be on the subway and then, like, you're thinking something really crazy, maybe even a what are those called? A thought that's like,
An intrusive thought?
You're like sitting on the subway and you have an intrusive thought, and then you like look up and someone's staring at you and you're like, oh my god, they heard that. Or is that just me having OCD?
I never have I only experience the first half.
You don't worry about someone hearing it.
Yeah, I never make eye contact with someone after that fact and go, oh, you heard me? That's unique to you.
Well,
I do.
don't
I
know.
mean, you can like sense people's energy though. I have this weird experience where any time I go to like a crowd or an event that has something going on, be it a protest or a concert, right? Anything, and there's photographers there, I can feel them looking at me before they take the photo. Like, psychically, I can feel their gaze on you. And I feel like most people can do that.
Probably.
Yeah, like you can tell when someone's looking at you.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of candid photos of me from any of those events because I'll always like look and just like
stare
Charlie
right
in
down the
the
barrel.
Italian restaurant. Yeah, just
Yeah.
so they find a new frame.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew immediately that Alaric was alive still. That was
Well, I
Called
kind of
that.
had that
Yeah,
thought too.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was like as soon as they planted the seed of doubt, I was like, well, there you go.
no, literally it's page 8. I called that shot.
As soon as they were like, that's weird. Like, he was the best knight in the business.
Yeah.
How could someone get past him? Especially the guy that.
Okay.
Okay. Oh God.
Do we think he's actually kidnapped?
I thought that too.
I think
I thought that too.
especially because the bartender, okay, so the would-be assassin from the Grimms was let into the party by Theo. Because Theo is so chivalrous that whenever he sees a woman being taken advantage of by this one, like, just creepy rich dude
Yeah.
who's just a womanizer and a piece of crap.
Freddie.
But Theo always, he's like chivalrous to a fault. So he sees this girl who is trying to become Freddie's date to get into the party. He actually like writes a note on a napkin and hands it to her, and that's instructions on like how to get a job as a maid in the Holtzfall mansion. The bartender says something to the effect of like, oh, your brother always said you were too honorable.
The bartender at the place where he gave her the.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, at a bar that he as a knight cannot afford to go to. Like, it's not like, I'm sure he's been seen there because he needs to go get Nora after, any countless number of like drunken nights out. But the bartender talks to him with a familiarity, which means the bartender's probably a Grimm.
Maybe.
Okay, they were working a double. They were working an angle, and then that very piece of paper is what on the other side. That's where she writes the note, like, "Go here to see about your brother."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I had the same thought of
He's not
like
actually.
he's not actually kidnapped. It's all big a ploy. It's all a big ploy.
Well, I think because there's the assassin is like, we're doing this for you. She says that to
Theo.
Because
he's a slave.
Yeah, I think that is like
maybe his brother saw the light and was like, we are indebted to this family and we didn't even choose this.
Yeah.
We have no choice. This sucks.
Because you can be told to drop dead and you would.
Yeah. Like if a Holtzfeld told you to stab yourself in the heart with the sword, you had to.
No.
If the grandma.
Yeah, if the head of the family told you, you would be magically inclined to. Either you would have to stab yourself in the heart, or the mere act of resisting
would kill you.
Pop your heart.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's insane, okay? And so here's the next thing. Here's my real spicy take. Who do you think is Lottie's dad? I think we've met him.
I can't really respond because I read a little past part 2.
Ooh.
Right? Oh my God.
You did read past part 2 because you mentioned something. It's been cut. Don't worry. But you mentioned something that was a spoiler for me.
But also what I read, I don't know if that was the reveal or if it's like a
breadcrumb or something.
Not a smoking gun. A smoking gun?
No, the smoking gun is like evidence.
Oh.
A red herring.
A red herring. I don't know if it's a red herring.
Okay. Do you feel it's true? I mean,
wait, actually, I do feel like it's true what I read.
Okay. And so you don't want to share it?
No. In which we have met him.
I know we've met him.
Yeah.
Because it's Benedict.
Benedict.
The knight.
I thought he was young.
No. And he and Grace share a long look.
Oh, that's true. They do.
When they see each other.
We haven't even really talked about who Benedict is.
Benedict,
are you guys following any of this?
He doesn't matter.
Benedict does matter. He went to go get Lotte. He's Grace's like sworn knight.
Yes.
And he was tasked to go get Lotte with the family lawyer. Where did I say?
We don't have to go in order. We're bouncing around.
I said rip Mr. Brom with a sad face.
Yeah, he was
kind of cool. I liked him.
He had a wife.
And he was like mentioning how much he wanted to go see his wife that night or something.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I can't wait to get home to my wife to do XYZ. I don't remember.
If you're on a dangerous mission, never mention your significant other. You or they or both will die.
Yeah.
So Benedict is the knight that picked Lotte up in the magical Rolls Royce. He shared a long, heavy look with Grace while Lotte was finally like delivered and introduced to, what's the grandma's name?
I don't remember.
Mercy. Yes, Mercy Holtzfall. Ironic, because she's the worst. And 2 more things. One, the head of the Ryder family, the head of the Knights, who's like sworn to Mercy. Her name starts with an L.
Lieselette.
Good job.
So I remember nothing and then everything.
Yep. Lieselette, it feels like they want to have Benedict killed, executed for what he's done, but they put it up to a vote. They put it up to a vote in the most terrifying way. But I feel like if it were any other knight, like if it were just a knight and he had directly disobeyed the head of the family, then he'd be dead. But he gets that little bit of mercy, that little bit of grace, because he is the father to a potential heir. And third, this is the real nail in the coffin. For me, it's the most interesting thing to consider that a Holtzfall that has Ryder blood would then be subject to the blood oath, and if the head of the family wants to, could force her to do anything they wanted. I.e.,
this is getting too
in
confusing.
The third act, Mercy can be like, don't go into the forest. And she just can't compete.
That's true.
Calling my shot.
Okay. You called it.
Calling it. Guys, I love this book. It's so great.
It's so good. I wrote,
it's so deep.
I wrote how obsessed I was with the magic charm details.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote, love this Locan's business. And then I wrote, obsessed with the magic charm details. Like there's like a...
You're such a Find My person,
What
too.
are you
Like, you love to have your friend in
I
your
do.
family's locations.
love Find Mine.
You would love the locons.
I would. She
Hate it.
you can. I think she charms like an earring of hers.
Yes.
To be a location charm, basically that's what it is. And
Yeah,
then
it's
she
an air
like,
tag. It's
She
an
like
Apple air tag.
she like is it's yeah she like gets it somehow onto the bottom of August's shoe when they're when they're going into the garden party, and then that way she can like track him down. And he's like, "How'd you find me?" And she's like, this," and she like pulls up her little earring, and it just like the way that the magic and the charms are, again, it's so interesting because like, yes, people in this world do have magic abilities to an extent, some people more than others, but for the most part
I think it's just the Holtz
no,
Falls.
they've mentioned that like lower class people have like the tiniest amounts of magic.
Sure, but that's like
they can't
magic that you can use through a charm.
Right.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. People do have magic, but it's varying levels, and
they have to channel it.
They have to channel it through
Yeah.
something instead of just being like, well, which is again what makes this book so interesting to like real life, which is like, yes, everyone has some level of magic, but you have to have enough money to be able to buy a charm to channel your magic through.
And what gets you money? Having an overabundance of magic to begin with. Like the Holtz Falls can use magic, right? They all have some sort of magical ability that they can use without the conduit of a charm, because generationally they have been steeped in magic from this axe and their accumulation of power and resources. This okay, here's the big thing I want to talk about. But can we talk about Grimm? And like anarchism and communism and
we said this wasn't a political podcast.
No, but this book has political themes, okay? And so here's the thing. I'm not gonna start quoting Kropotkin, but I'm worried that Eisengrim specifically is going to be like a real mustache twirling villain. Like, you know how in The Batman with Robert Pattinson,
Yep.
okay, Paul Dano's Riddler makes a whole lot of sense for a whole lot of that movie, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, he's crazy and he just kills people. Hey, he's a bad guy and he deserves to go to Arkham. Don't worry about all of that populist people deserve rights stuff he was talking about. He's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm worried, or like Amon from book 1 of The Legend of Korra. That was another
right.
like, everyone, if everyone can't be a bender, no one should be a bender
Right.
situation, which was awesome. And then like they bait and switched us. And we're like, nah, he's just a jackass. And he wants to like make everyone nothing so that he's the last person remaining who can bend. Right? And I'm worried that Eisengrim is not a true champion of the cause, but is instead spouting this rhetoric in order to inflame people enough that it can shake the status quo and shake and rattle the system, and not dismantle it, but dislodge the Holtz Falls from the top so that he can grab the axe and cement himself as the head of Wallstatt.
I hear you.
It's just a
and
fear
that's
of mine.
That's a possibility. I don't see that happening.
You don't.
I mean, it would be.
We've never met him.
It would be a crazy bait and switch because.
Well, we haven't met him. He's just.
Oh right, I have.
See, This is why I hit the middle point and I don't read any farther.
I know. I can't help myself. I've just loved it so much.
And I loved it too.
Going.
I had to physically pick up a book that wasn't on my Kindle, so that I was not tempted.
I know,
because it's so good, guys. It's
good.
But
I haven't. Let me say that I have met him, but not. But that hasn't really informed much. I feel like what Alwyn has given us so far does not lead him to be even like a little bit in as someone that would want any kind of power. It
Okay.
seems like he just wants everyone on the same level. Either that, I feel like he would be more spurned on by his like revenge to get for his family.
If that is actually what happened to him.
Okay.
We never saw it, right? And like we have seen institutions. It's a big. Maybe I'm reading into this too much. I don't think I am though. No, I'm just like I don't have an English degree, but I've got a degree that's just as useless. Actually, probably more so. Frankly, I'm sorry to rag on anyone who got an English.
Let's make
degree.
this Let's make this a theme of every episode where we slam on your BFA.
Fuck my BFA. I don't care. The institution's gone. The University of the Arts has evaporated.
Rest in peace.
I guess. I'm saying that all we know about him is hearsay.
Yes.
All we know about him is this sort of legend that has formed around him. And when you look at revolutionary figures in our history, in our time, there are the things that they did, and then there are the things that people say about them. And the latter is far more important. And never entirely the truth. It's impossible. You can't have a figure that big.
Sure.
Right? So I don't think it matters whether Isengrim's wife and child actually were torn apart by wolves in the forest, because he represents the possibility for everyone below the third ring, below the circle or whatever it's called, Mm-hmm. He's more than a man. He's a symbol. He's
Sure.
Batman.
He's Batman.
He's Batman.
Yeah.
Except like the opposite, because he's not, a billionaire.
Yeah. All right.
He's the Riddler.
Well, I guess we'll see.
He is the Riddler. He's got codes. Wait, hold on. Is he just the Riddler?
He do be sending in riddles.
He be riddlin'.
He be riddling.
I be Adderall. He be riddlin'. I love that it's tariffs that pissed this guy off so much that he decided to start a revolution. It's timely.
Hint, everyone.
It's timely. Although, given the 1920s aesthetic of everything, it's probably more of a reference to President McKinley than anything else.
Sure. I think Alwyn is British though, which is
Sure, but this feels okay. So, what feels like London for you about the city of
nothing
Wallstead?
really feels like London. That's just what my brain went to.
Okay.
Given the aesthetics and stuff, I
Sure.
think like the buildings that I'm imagining in my head and stuff.
They're all Art Deco.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
I wrote.
As long as we're on the same page. On
I
that.
wrote her grandma is a MAGA asshole.
She is.
I think it's because she says, predictably, like in life, the only ones who complain about fairness are the ones who lose. And I will tell you that what I always tell those who come crying to me, life is completely fair to those who deserve it.
Yep.
And I don't know, it just feels like so many things I've heard like MAGA people say, even like some people in my family will be like, I work really hard to get my health insurance. Why should I pay for someone else's health insurance that doesn't work and they're lazy? And, like that gave that same...
You are paying for it.
That
Everything becomes more expensive when people don't have health care, but that's a different thing.
That gave it was a philosophy Nora had heard dozens of times in every heiress lesson with her grandmother. The poor were poor because they lacked the virtues of the rich. If they were as intelligent, as industrious, and as wise as the rich, they would be rich too. And within the Hotesville family, virtue meant everything. So it's like very much like, have you tried not being poor?
Yeah.
Have you tried getting a job and not being poor?
Well, it's like that idea turned up to 11 too, because at least so the story goes, their ancestor, like they are only afforded this opportunity because their ancestor was
Virtuous.
a very good,
Yeah.
pure of heart man.
Yeah.
And I think it's so interesting and such a great storytelling mechanic to be like the genuine thing that created this value, this surplus, this survivability, because the town of Wallstadt, when it was just a town, was beset by monsters. It was covered in the magical forest. It was nearly unlivable. And then Honor is able to clear the forest out, and he is able to make land for people. Okay? And he can provide a service. And his virtue is the direct reason for that. And so then, through generations, the source becomes divorced from the asset, and it just becomes about wealth management, and the show or the simulation of virtue. They virtue signal. They're literal virtue signalers. Holy shit. I love this book.
What magic power would you rather have? That was one of my questions.
Ooh. Well, there's only 3 that have been like explicitly stated at this point for me.
And I think, when I wrote that note, it was more like of the ones we know of, and then like maybe, I don't know,
Something maybe on the same power level.
Yeah, or like,
yeah,
like I like, what is it? Mind reading, scrying, and influence.
Yeah, I don't know what the influence one is. Crazy.
It's crazy good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, clemency. No, sorry, modesty can influence people. She can plant a seed in someone's head.
She can incept you.
I think I'd like that one.
You would.
So I'm an influencer. But I always like I said, like in my mind, I think I would really love to be a mind reader. And I think a lot of
this flavor, no.
And I think a lot of people will say that. They'll say like the idea of being able to mind read is tempting, because then you never have to worry about like what does that person think of me, or you know, like I'm being kept. There's a secret that I want to know, and like you nothing is kept from you ever. But I think power-wise, influence, there's a book I'm reading right now, I'm co-reading, called Zodiac Academy, and in that magical world, the Fae can coerce each other. They call it coercion, and like it's a thing where like you can in the typeface that it changes to italics when someone is coercing someone, and they could say like take your top off, and then like you cannot.
Well, that is coercion.
Yeah, right.
In more ways than one.
You have to do it.
Yeah,
like you are magically compelled to do it. So that's kind of what I feel like Mercy's
thing is. That's more like
a
gesh.
What?
A gesh.
Watch your mouth. What do you mean?
It's Irish. It's like a binding magical command, like the blood oath that the writers are under.
Sure. So something like you. Well, but that's
you
kind
are
of
compelled to do it.
Compelled
magically.
to do it, but that's kind of what Mercy's thing is. Like if she plants an idea in your mind, like you,
but you're not compelled to do it.
I guess
in the same way, right? Like she could just like be like, oh my god, it'd be the greatest idea if you took your top off right now, and then you would start to think like,
yeah,
maybe I should take my top off.
Right.
Maybe I would be more comfortable.
I think the end result is kind of the same though.
Yeah, but the means are different.
I will say that in the Zodiac Academy, the coercion, you're being coerced.
Exactly.
Whereas this, you don't know.
You might know, you might not know if you're being influenced, if you know that someone around you has that power.
Yeah.
But in a gesh, right, like the blood oath, you are compelled. It does not matter what you feel like doing.
Yeah.
Like the other one convinces you that this is your idea.
Yeah.
So it's slightly different.
What would you choose?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like basic magic throughout, because I don't want any of those 3, to be honest.
Okay.
Scrying would be useful,
yeah.
but I would prefer like the different flavor of scrying, where like you have a crystal ball and you can see another place, versus like looking on a reflective surface and seeing like the past, almost like it's like a CCTV that you're rewinding, which great idea, super cool, but not something that interests me per se. Oh, I would no, that's I'm not gonna fail this Veritas. They've all got something bad about them. It's too easy. I know myself so so well that if I had magic, I would abuse it
Oh.
so much. It doesn't matter like what flavor it would be. I couldn't, because it's unfair.
So are you choosing not to have magic?
Yeah.
You fucking martyr?
No. No, I'm a champion of the people.
Oh, come on. Oh, give me a break.
Well, because like
you in a world, in a Misfits world, the show Misfits,
Sure.
you don't have a choice. You were given magic powers.
Okay. I don't think I would use them. Because the thing that popped into my
God.
head is glamour, which is where you can like change your appearance, right?
Like a
kind of-
changeling.
Yes. But then like, who are you? Right? What is your own face?
Sure.
If you can change it whenever you want. That's horrifying.
This question
It's an
makes me.
awful thing
This
to think
question reminds me of when we first started dating, and I asked him the "Would you still love me if I was a worm?" question, and it turned into a situation where I was like, "What am I getting myself into dating this man?" Because it
Marrying
was
now.
because I was just like, "There's an answer. There's a correct answer to this question, which is I would love you, and I would make you a little terrarium, and I would." Sing you to sleep and make you little hats and that's the answer the women are looking for. But of course he was like, can you talk? Do you have a human conscience?
Yeah.
Are you just a worm? Do I know that it's you? Like it,
Yeah.
he did the,
That's a very important
he did
question.
the autism thing. And that's what I feel like you're doing right now. What magic power would you like to have?
Can I get teleportation?
Yes.
Oh,
And that's it.
Awesome. Sick. Dude, that's the best.
Yep.
I'm going to Giza.
There you go.
That's a Jumper reference. I don't know why. Loved Jumper. Should have done better.
I wrote, I can't tell if I'm supposed to root for the Hotzfelds / Nora.
Nora specifically, yeah.
Yeah, and that was towards the beginning of the book. Like, I think I've moved on to being like, I'm not rooting for them. I'm rooting for Nora. I think she's great, but like the Hotzfelds are positioned in the first part of the book, like when you first start reading, as like the main characters and like the heroes. They're rich and they're powerful and they're the ones you want to be. And then as time goes on, you're like, well, actually
they suck.
I don't know. And then like I did write a note way down here that speaks to what you were talking about with what's Eisengrim's like actual motivations, where I said, similarly, are the Grimms really the bad guys? Are they the bad guys? Are they not? Like I can't really tell. Like they
are not the bad guys.
There's certain times where I'm like are they the bad guys in like a Thanos way?
Thanos
Where it's
is-
like, I get where they're coming from.
No.
But
We're not gonna get onto it.
Let's not argue about Thanos for the 1,000th time.
It'd be like the 5th. And it's the same argument.
But similarly, when I was like, I can't tell if I wrote this note. I can't tell if I'm supposed to root for the Hotzfelds. And then the next one was, oh my God, only the Hotzfelds can own land, eat the rich. Because that's the thing. Only they own all the land because of their ancestor that created this city for, everyone that lives there now. So they're the only ones that can own land. No one owns the land except them. They're everyone's landlords.
There's one law firm
God.
in the city that's entire business is just keeping the records of every debt, deed, and like piece of information related to the Holtzfeld.
It's crazy.
That's
Eat the
the
rich.
entire business's income. That's it.
Right. It's crazy.
And they got to pay. One of those documents is their deed for their building to their one client. Yeah, no, they're bad.
They're
They are bad people.
I think Nora's going to get a redemption arc.
Yeah.
She's already not even as bad as and again, I've read ahead a little bit, but like
Okay.
there's been times where someone said something to her to like snap her out of her rich girl mindset, and she's gone like, huh.
Yeah.
So I think she's going to get a redemption arc.
I think the fact that she's teaming up and paired up with August so much too,
Yeah.
like that helps her
She gets to see the everyman.
Yeah, she gets to see the world from a different perspective. It's a little Prince and the Pauper.
Yeah.
They're not mistaken identities, but it is like a girl taken from nothing and brought into the limelight, and a prince, if you will, experiencing the common man's struggles.
Yeah. I want to pay Alwyn 2 compliments.
Just two.
Well, 2 specific ones that I wrote down.
Okay.
1, an author that writes good banter is a blessed thing. That is not easy to come by. And the banter in this book for everyone is good, but especially between Nora and August is so good.
Yeah.
And like, again, you know, I read a lot of spicy books, smut books now more than ever, especially for the podcast. And a lot of times the banter is so cringy. It's so senorita awesome, like, and then everyone clapped, you know, kind of vibes. Whereas like when you get an author that actually has a good sense of humor, that doesn't have like, oh my God, I'm going to sound so mean for saying this, but like isn't kind of like a wiener, you know, like just like is good at, you can tell that they're probably a good conversationalist as well. So I thoroughly enjoy the banter in this book, but I also said Alwyn passes the author fashion test.
Yeah, she does.
She
Yeah,
does.
she does. That was actually that was one of my very first notes was the magic fashion and how great it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Nora shows up to an event and the way that Alwyn describes the dress that she's in, that's like magically like charmed to look a certain way. It's just, but it's not, again, it's not cringy. It's not over the top. It's not like super like someone that's unfashionable trying to describe fashion. It's really good. So those are my 2 compliments to Alwyn. And then I wrote capitalistic magic that seems like a nightmare, where you can only use magic and charms if you buy them, which I already kind of talked about. But I remembered that like there's a scene where August is talking about how he's not able to afford heat charms for his apartment.
Yeah.
So again, it's like in other magical books, it's like it's not.
Magic is equitable.
Yes, and in this, it's like you don't pay a heating bill. You have to go out and buy. I guess it doesn't matter. Like you might not be able to
buy a heating charm, but you buy a cheap one because it's all you can afford, and so it breaks, and then you've got to buy another one.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
capitalistic.
They've
magic.
got forced obsolescence in the magic 20s. Sucks.
Who do we think trying to kill Lotte?
That's a great question.
I think that's like the main question
For you?
No.
now?
Like, so one of the main questions
Yeah,
of this book
yeah.
is like, who's her father? Who's trying to kill her? Who's gonna win the trials?
Okay, so
who killed the mom?
Yeah, and there's gonna be the answer to at least 2 of those is gonna be the same.
Mercy.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know, but like, just things need to like come to a point a little bit. They're going to be a little connected.
I
Not
think,
all of it.
I think Mercy is trying to kill Lotte, the grandma. So Mercy, the grandma, the head of the Hotzfells, knew that Lotte existed and like assisted in getting her sent to the countryside to live with the evil nuns. So like she knew about her and didn't want her around for whatever reason. We don't know yet.
It's got something to do with the last Veritas trial.
Mm-hmm.
Because Grace and Nora's mom both went in, and Grace was the most virtuous. Mm-hmm. She won every single Veritas except for one. Mm-hmm. So there were only 2 that went in, and they both, there's like a photo of them or something, and they're both smiling.
Yeah.
And so there was an agreement. Mm-hmm. There's something happened
in the woods when
they
were looking for the axe.
Or look, if it's not Benedict, then it's like a magical being.
Maybe.
And she's like half.
Well,
immortal.
they have mentioned that she's like half immortal or something, maybe.
Well, yeah, that's a theory, but like they threw it around like that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Which I want it to be Benedict, but that would be like a pretty good reason to give up the axe. Is like, well, I got knocked up by a like immortal tree guy, so.
An ent.
An ent. But like a handsome ent. He pops up. He's like, he looks like one of
an
the...
ent that you would fuck.
Yeah.
What's that look like?
like he's like got gold. He's glowing. The bark doesn't look so rough. He's got shoulders, right? You know?
Yeah. Right.
He's like 7 feet tall.
Right.
He's handsome.
A handsome ent. Hosier.
He looks like Hosier.
I'd throw down for a mortal being that looks like Hosier. Yeah, I think it's Mercy. That's the grandma. She wants Lotte out of the picture for some reason. I don't know if she killed Nora's mom, though.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. That is either Grimm or one of the aunt and uncles. Could have been Grace.
The police seem to be in with the Grimms.
Yes.
And the police were the ones that were seen tampering with like the crime scene.
Yes.
Of her mom's death. So it's like,
is Grimm a real person? Potentially.
Yeah.
You've read ahead, so you would know. But also, I think it might be interesting if Grimm is like a puppet, and like the person backing Grimm is like Grace, whom I can't get a read on.
Grace?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wrote my heart is aching for Lotte and her mommy issues.
It's so sad.
She wants a mom
so
She
bad.
spent her
And this
whole
mom
life being abused by nuns.
could not care less
Her mom
about her.
doesn't give a fuck. I mean, there's a slight fuck that she gives about her.
Yeah.
Like
at the party where she's like, "Oh, you can make us."
Sure, but like,
hey, I'm gonna like lose my checkbook. I'm gonna lose all of my credit.
well, she at one point, like when they're in the hotel together, she like holds her face and like gives her a genuine smile, and like I think she has.
Does she? I think she might be emotionally manipulating this very fragile young woman.
She's not as fragile as you think, though.
But that is a soft spot. That is the
It's her
soft
mom.
spot
Yeah.
in the chink of armor.
I don't know. I guess we'll see, because or maybe it's just I really want her to.
Which is why I don't think it's happening.
Yeah.
Which is why I think she's evil, because I'm rooting for it so bad that I'm like, this can't end well. So either she is, really rich and, uncaring and sort of blasé and doesn't know how to be a mother, and will finally learn how to be a mother and then die tragically, or she's the evil mastermind and is manipulating her estranged daughter now that she is finally useful to her.
Sure, that's probably more likely because this whole family
Probably
sucks.
more likely because this whole family sucks.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the real world equivalent of LAO? Like our world equivalent?
Oh, LAO Industries is the industry that like Nora's dad, who's dead, and has been dead for a little bit. He comes from a
different country.
Yeah, a different country that seems
It's giving Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern. Yeah, I think there's a reference to genies or jinn at some point in the same sentence as that country.
Yeah, so like she comes from royalty on both sides, Nora. She's a Holtzfeld, and then her dad's family is like royalty in this like quote unquote like Middle Eastern country that they come from, and they came to Wallstad to kind of like
she was in exile because there was a democracy where everyone gets a vote. Guys, their votes are weighted. Their votes are weighted based off of how much money they have. Oh my goodness, guys, like the world building, it's too close.
It's too close.
It's so close to home. It is right next door. Guys, the call is coming from inside the house.
Their votes are weighted by how much they make?
How much money they have.
How much money they have. Yeah, so like in the Middle Eastern country, there was a democracy where their votes were weighed equitable.
Hey, every vote is equal.
Yeah.
And suddenly the king, not king anymore. And so his princess daughter was in exile, came here
to Wallstad, and she sets up this business where basically it's almost like they're like Con Ed. So what's the real world equivalent? Because they like siphon magic from the forest, the magical forest, to power the electricity in the city, which is called Magimek.
But they also like make cars and robot dogs. They're
and weapons for the police.
Yeah. Honestly,
my first feeling was like Amazon, because it's just evil.
Kind of. And Amazon is evil, but it feels more like Boston Dynamics and
Palantir.
And Palantir. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I also had a question. Why doesn't Lotte just read her mom's mind to find out who her dad is?
Presumably she's got a Hindern.
So then she could just touch her.
Yeah.
That was like the only thing that I could even like kind of say is like a plot hole. Not even a
Well,
plot hole. It's just like why doesn't she just read her mom's mind?
She hasn't even asked about her father to her mom at this point in the book.
Oh.
The idea has been planted, but she has not actually
Hasn't
asked.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry.
And
Jumping ahead.
we have learned that now that she has the Hindern, or even before that, she could like ask someone a question to get them thinking about something and then read their mind about it. But she can't touch someone's knee and like
just
go
know everything, yeah.
like walking through the corridors of their mind.
Listen, she must have gone digging to someone at some point.
She does that to Theo.
She reads his mind.
Yeah.
About her dad.
Yes. Right. She goes, "Do you know who my dad is?" And then she like grabs him or grabs his hand or something, and she can tell that he knows and that he doesn't know what the answer is because there's a magical charm that can erase your memories. Lotte touches Theo, and she describes his mind as a canyon. There's just a vast openness. There are swaths of memories that are empty, and all that bounces off of the cliffs of the canyon is the words of the oath that they have to live. They live to serve. It's horrifying.
It is horrifying.
It's guillotine. Guillotine for all of them. Like,
does the guillotine exist in this universe?
Oh, come on. We'll make it.
The last thing I'll say is that I love, so when that chapter where Nora is decoding the letters from Grimm to the newspaper, I wrote, I love that Nora is kind of giving Sherlock. She's kind of like an autistic baddie. She kind of is. That's my autistic girlfriend.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that for you. Love that for me. I can, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll share you with another autist. I'm an INTP, just like Sherlock. If that means anything, which it doesn't. I've got two things. There's a weird, there's another, thematic something going on between, beasts and wolves and the woods of old and, these mechanical metal animals and, the factories and the streets of the city. It's like the darkness of the forest never actually left Wallstad. It's just changed, right? The forest is still there. The darkness and the violence around every corner, hiding in the shadows, but it's taken a new form. Evil can't be eradicated or chopped down. It merely changes and adapts.
Well, in a sense, because the LAO Industries,
that's why I wrote that,
found a way into the forest and essentially desecrated it and took its power and used it for evil.
For police brutality.
For police brutality.
Jesus. My last thing, I'm going to call my shot.
Okay.
Because the Grimms, so it said really early on that the axe, whatever mortal hand grabs the axe from the woods will become the next head of the house. Okay? So you get a ring, you're in the running, whether you are a Holtzfall or not. Okay? The Grimms want to get a ring. We know this. You know who already has one?
Mercy.
Wait.
Grace... Wait. Mercy does?
Mercy has a ring. Yeah, Mercy has a ring from her own trial.
Mercy the grandma?
Mercy the grandma.
We know that she's wearing a ring?
She has a Veritas ring from her trial.
I don't remember reading that.
It says for LAO Industries, for them to get the magic and siphon it out of the forest. Mercy Holtzfall had to go in and place their little conduits.
Sure.
Because she's the only person who's allowed into the forest.
Right. But I just assumed that because she won her trials, she is the heir. She found the axe. She's just always allowed to go into the forest.
Nope, she's got a ring.
Okay.
Which is a ring up for grabs. I think when they finally do get a ring, all of the girls get protected. They get Mercy. And then there is no head of the house and there's no heir. And it is a sprint to the axe.
So that's the end of part 1.
Woo.
Obviously, we love this book.
Love it.
I hope that we were able to describe it and talk about it in a way that fucking made sense to you guys. Like,
or at least if it didn't make sense, like piqued your interest.
Right. And then you could read it and then it'll
you
make
should.
sense. Because it really is hard to like break down books like this where there's like multiple POVs going on and like there's so many different stories. Like it's not just a story of two people.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I told my best friend about this book and I was like, and she's a huge reader, I was like, you have to read this. This is amazing. And she read the
little blurb.
The blurb in the inside jacket. She went, I don't know. That doesn't really pique my interest. And I was like, no, you have to understand, like, because I remember reading the blurb too and thinking like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's hard to summarize what is going on in this book to really talk about how to like really highlight how amazing it is. So just hope that your interest is piqued. We're doing our best because we also have ADHD and it is 12 a.m. So please have some mercy on us. Have some mercy Holtzfeld on us, okay?
No.
Fuck
that bitch.
That's gonna be it for us for this for episode 1.
Yeah. It's episode.
Sorry. Part 1.
Part 1. 8.
Episode 8.
8.
Let's go.
Woo.
Otherwise, that's gonna be it for us. Check out the Patreon, Double Entendre Pod.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah.
We should say that at
We
the
should
top.
say that.
Should
Like and
definitely
subscribe
say
and
that at the
rate
top.
if you're listening on a podcast app. Please rate us 5 stars.
Oh yeah. I see all of your 5-star ratings and they bring me such joy.
And we give you little forehead kisses for them. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for us.
Here at Double Entendre Pod. Thank you so much. Don't forget, keep it light, keep it PG.
Love you.
Love ya. Bye.